Hey everybody and welcome back. I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet lately. Terrible games. Love them to death. And I recently finished the main story. For the first time in a while, I completed the Pokedex, and along the way I realized that the world of Pokemon is, horrific. It's terrifying. I think I always knew, somewhere in the back of my head, that this world was too dangerous for random 10-year-olds to be traveling with nothing but some lunch money and fancy shoes, but after diving into some Pokedex entries, I'm honestly not sure I would ever leave my house. I also found out that the writers for Pokemon Sun and Moon were truly deranged, despite the game seeming so vibrant and exciting, but you'll see. Today, let's look at 13 Pokedex entries that prove that dying in a Pokemon game doesn't free you from the abject terror of existing in that universe. In fact, it might just make it worse. Feel free to throw this one on in the background, by the way, because we're mostly just looking at dex entries, so you won't miss much on screen. Number 1. Haunter from Pokemon Sword. Now, Haunter has been around for a while, and I think a lot of people recognize it. If you watched the anime like me back in the day, you might still remember Ash getting licked on the face, which is kind of gross and eerie. What's worse is that, according to Pokemon Sword, Haunter's tongue is made of gas. If licked, its victims start shaking constantly until death eventually comes. All this time, Ash has been chained to a hospital bed, shaking and seizing until finally he'll die. The whole adventure was nothing but the fever dreams of his slowly failing consciousness. Yikes. Number 2, Gengar from Pokemon Moon. Oh look, it's literally the thing that Haunter evolves into. Gengar is supposed to be like a tricksy little guy in a lot of the dex entries. He'll play pranks and laugh when you get scared. Not in Pokemon Moon, though. In Pokemon Moon, Gengar apparently wishes for a traveling companion. Since it was once human itself, it tries to create one by taking the lives of other humans. I'm sorry, what? Gengar is a Pokemon, but it is also the ghost of a human. In the world of Pokemon Moon, I can trap my grandpa's soul in a Pokeball and force him to fight Pikachu? Maybe I'll just stay in my room and play with my toys. Except... Number 3, Banette from Pokemon Ultra Sun. Banette is creepy, but that's just because all dolls are creepy. I don't care what you say, Grandma. I don't want to sleep in the bedroom with your American Doll collection. I know they watch me at night. Banette takes this further by confirming my absolute worst fears. They remember. In Pokemon Ultra Sun, its dex entry states, it's a stuffed toy that was thrown away and became possessed, ever searching for the one who threw it away so it can exact its revenge. So basically, in the world of Pokemon, make sure you don't ever outgrow your toys, because it's less Toy Story and more Chucky's Revenge if you end up going to college. Number 4, Frostlass from Pokemon Moon. Well, if you are going to go to college and leave your toys behind, make sure you don't attend a university in the frozen tundra like I did, because Frostlass might be inhabiting the icy peaks waiting for her next snack. In Pokemon Moon, it says, the soul of a woman lost on a snowy mountain possessed an icicle. What? Becoming this Pokemon. The food it most relishes is the souls of men. So basically, if you're a woman, don't get lost in a snowy mountain. Makes sense. And if you're a man, just don't exist. Got it. Number 5, Mimikyu, Busted Form from Pokemon Sword. Mimikyu is spoopy. It's cute, it's spooky, it's the perfect Pokemon for Halloween. And for people who wish Halloween lasted for 3 months. But underneath that sheet is abject terror, the likes of which you've never seen. In Pokemon Sword, we're told, there will be no forgiveness for any who reveal that it was pretending to be Pikachu. It will bring the culprit down, even at the cost of its own life. But I mean, what can it do? Well, in Pokemon Shield, we see there was a scientist who peered under Mimikyu's old rag in the name of research. The scientist died of a mysterious disease. Okay, well, let's all say hi to our new friend Pikachu then. Number 6, Phantump from Pokemon Sun. Well, anyway, we're leaving the mountains behind, right? That's just too dangerous. We're also going to pass on buying toys and stay away from any Pikachu that looks slightly off. Maybe we'll go for a walk in the woods, except no. That's not safe either. In Pokemon Sun, we see that these Pokemon are stumps, possessed by the spirits of children who died in the forest. Their cries sound like eerie screams. Okay, so it turns out that if you die, you don't necessarily have to be a Gengar, you could be a Phantump instead. As long as you die young enough, and in a forest. Oh my god. Number 7, Palossand from Pokemon Sun. Well, maybe let's go to the beach instead. What kind of scary stuff could... Oh my god, why is that sandcastle killing people? In Pokemon Sun, we hear that possessed people controlled by this Pokemon transformed its sand mound into a castle. As it evolved, its power to curse grew ever stronger. You literally cannot walk outside in the world of Pokemon without something trying to kill you. There's gotta be somewhere that's safe from the grasp of Pokemon that would try to take my life, but no, not really, because they also travel through the air, snatching people up. Number 8. Drifloon from Pokemon Sun. Drifloon is another one of those kind of silly, cute, ghosty things. Like, you think you don't have to be scared of it because it looks so derpy and stupid, but you're absolutely wrong because it's a predator. According to the Pokedex in Sun, stories go that it grabs the hands of small children and drags them away to the afterlife. It dislikes heavy children. First of all, I laughed really hard at that Drifloon's prejudice, but also that's terrifying. Imagine your kid grabbing a balloon floating through the air and then just gone. Everyone laughed at the people of Pokemon Arceus when they were scared, but I get it. These things are little murderers. And speaking of, number 9, Dusk Noir from Pokemon Legends Arceus. In a lot of literature around the world, you'll find a similar concept of a gatekeeper or a ferryman, someone who will take the dearly departed to the other side. I wasn't sure if there would be such a thing in the world of Pokemon, where sometimes you just kind of stick around and fight Joey's Rattata for eternity, but apparently there is, and it's Dusk Noir of all things. In Pokemon Legends Arceus, we're told that Dusk Noir comes to those whose lives have come to an end and escorts their souls to the afterlife. Oh, that's not so bad. Oh, wait. Known to mistakenly take the souls of those who yet have life in them, albeit rarely. That is probably all you need to know about how the afterlife works in Pokemon. They need some better bookkeeping, I swear. Number 10, Litwick from Pokemon Black. Have you ever seen Over the Garden Wall? Heard of the Edelwood oil? The beast. Then you'll love Litwick. Look at him. Isn't he so cute? No, stop. Don't trust him. Litwick shines a light that absorbs the life energy of people and Pokemon, which becomes the fuel that it burns. You plop a Litwick down on your desk to work on some homework and boom, you're feeding it your actual life force. And actually, this entire evolutionary line just gets worse, so let's keep going. Number 11, Lampent from Pokemon Shield. Lampent isn't technically a harbinger of death, but it sure acts like one. In Pokemon Shield, the Dex entry states, it lurks in cities pretending to be a lamp. Once it finds someone whose death is near, it will trail quietly after them. Imagine, if you will, you're walking home from a friend's house or work or taking the bus home or whatever. A Lampent starts following you. You run from it, since you know that it follows people who are soon to die. But that was a mistake, because you run into the street and get hit by a car. Did that Lampent kill you? No, of course not. Pokemon don't kill people, except, as we saw with Gengar, actually yes, they totally do, but there's at least one way to guarantee that you're never forced to live inside a Pokeball for the rest of eternity. But before that finale, let's look at, in my opinion, the most disturbing entry in any Pokedex. Number 12, Yamask, from Pokemon Black and White. Yamask is already creepy to look at, even if it has just such a stupid name. Yamask? Anyway, according to Pokemon Black, where this Pokemon was first seen, each of them carries a mask that used to be its face when it was human. Sometimes they look at it and cry. Okay, well, that's awfully disturbing, but maybe they're just freaked out. I would be, but nope. In Pokemon White, we see these Pokemon arose from the spirits of people interred in graves in past ages. Each retains memories of its former life. Well, two things here. First, this means that you don't even have to be killed to become a Pokemon. You could just be in your grave. And two, they retain their memories? I'm not sure what's scarier, the fact that you can, through no action of your own, become a creature forced to drift through the afterlife staring at your own face and crying for eternity, or the fact that you'll retain all of your memories of that entire time after you die. Please, let me out. There's gotta be a way out. Number 13, Chandelure from Pokemon Omega Ruby. Leap a lot, you say. How can I possibly avoid becoming a Gengar, or a Yamask, or a Phantump, or any of the countless disgusting and disturbing Pokemon that I used to think were cute? Well, dear viewer, it's simple. Just don't die. Oh, wait, no, sorry. Die in a very specific way. According to Pokemon Omega Ruby, all you need to do to guarantee yourself an afterlife free of being poisoned, burned, paralyzed, and just generally mistreated is to find yourself a Chandelure. After all, being consumed in Chandelure's flame burns up the spirit, leaving the body behind. It's just that easy. What did I miss? Do you know of any Pokedex entries even more unhinged than these? Let me know down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.